Hey, what's up guys? If you're new here, my name is Danny James, and in this tutorial I'm going to be sharing with you some fire effect ideas that you can use on your music videos. Let's get right into it. Okay, I'll start with a very straightforward effect. We'll try to make this clip just to have a bit of flow and some liquish feeling to it. So just go to your effects and look for turbulent displace. It should be under distort. Put it on your clip, change the displacement from the normal turbulent, put a turbulent smoother. Then on the amount, just reduce that, something up to 20, and then finish off by keyframing the evolution. It can start at 0, and then right at the end, probably take it through up to 180. Let's go with that. Push that keyframe to the end. So it will give us this smooth kind of flowing effect. And if you feel like it's a bit not too smooth, just go to the size and reduce it up to somewhere around 80, 70. Depending on your footage, you might want to tweak these values just to accommodate your clip, and then you should have something good going on. Finish this off by going to your effects and add a universe heat wave. If you don't have the plugin, I will link it down below. As it is, you don't need to tweak anything, and it should also have some blurry feeling into it, which makes it even look better. And the final result would look something like this. Yeah. Next is how to do a simple collage effect. Just set your base clip, whatever clip that you want to have as your base, and then bring on your other clips just like in a staircase kind of arrangement. So once this one comes in, I want to bring another shot. This is another good shot, and then we could bring a third shot. Here it is. Okay, highlight on the clips that you just brought above your base clip. Go to your effects and look for crop. Drop it on all the 3 layers that are above your base clip, and all you're going to do is just scale down however you find it best, and cropping from each side however much you feel it, and then click on motion. Move that area manually so that it goes at some point on the screen. After a few frames, I'll introduce another clip, give it the same treatment. Probably I let this one just stay with the full dimensions that it has. I could place it here. Now the trick here is to just ensure that you change your base clip as you're introducing another set of clips maybe. So somewhere here, I will cut my base clip and bring a different one, something with different lighting. So I'll bring this other clip with Ruby, then another clip will appear. Go to the effect controls again, scale it down. You can even have it stay like that. There's no specific formula to this one. Align it with our base clip right at the bottom. Give it a different label color. So we start from here, we introduce these 2 clips, and then we also introduce a third one as we are changing the background. So that's the thing that you want to do with your collage effects. Make sure you change your base layer after some time. Next up will be creating a flicker flash, which adds a depth of energy into your video. Just find the part of your clip where you want to add the flicker. Duplicate the clip by holding Alt and going up. I want this effect to come right at the end of the clip as it transitions into the next one. On the clip above, open your Lumetri tab, increase the exposure, increase your whites. You can also play with your highlights if you want to. You can reduce them or increase them. I just want to reduce them. And then close that tab, go back to your effects, and then add a directional blur. Increase the blur length to around 15. Then the direction, you can give it a 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. Any sort of direction will give it a better look. One more thing, we just need to scale into our clip. Scale a little bit into your clip, and then you can also adjust the position. So I'll squeeze it to my left hand side. To finish this off, go to your effects once again and add a strobe light. It should be under stylize. Drop it onto that, duplicate, then go to the effect controls. The trick is to make the strobe to operate by making the layer transparent so that you can see the layer beneath through this strobing animation. And the strobe, just need to play around with the values. In my example, I have tested 0.08 to be a good point. And if you put 0.08 as your duration, make sure your period is double that amount. So in this case, we'll go with 0.16. It will be more fast-paced for a drill edit. So this one will give you a good depth as you're transitioning into your clips, or even just to add it onto your clip. Let's assume it was in the middle. The clip will just run by and then flicker like that. So you also have the latitude to adjust the timing and the position. So that's really easy. Next effect idea would be adding a lens flare just to create depth into your shot. So you can see on this clip right over here, I will add a lens flare overlay which I got on YouTube. I will also link it below on the description box so that you can also get it. Somewhere like here looks good. I will just drag it on top of the clip and then go to my effect controls, change it to screen, and then reduce the opacity. You can go all the way up to 60% and it would look okay, and just see what it does to the clip. It almost seems like the reflection of the sun is the one which is causing this, which also adds a layer of depth into your shot. You can also duplicate this lens flare and put it on another subsection just to see what it does. You can see what it does to this clip over here with D-block. Yeah, really adds a good layer of depth. Okay, the next effect idea will be closely related to what we just covered, and this will be adding a vintage Kodak film effect. So with this as our base clip, I just want us to add this vintage Kodak overlay that I got from YouTube. I will also link it below so that you can also use it. I want us to try this one, and then we will also try this Super 8mm film, but with these left corners, something like this one. So I'll start with this one. Grab an in and out, drop it on top of the clip like that, and then change our blending mode to screen so that you can see through it. This is looking good already. I want us to add a glow to the base clip. So go to your effects and look for glow. This time I'll be using a Sapphire glow since I've been demonstrating with a universe glow. And then on the Sapphire glow, just to reduce the brightness, take it up to somewhere at around 1.5. Depending on your footage, you might have to tweak this. We could also use a Lumetri tab and then increase the contrast, reduce the shadows, and then increase the whites just a little bit just to add more contrast manually, and then close that tab. That looks really good. Now you can nest these two clips and then add a crop effect to these nests so that you can make it more of a 4:3. So I will crop it from the left hand side, so up to 17 on the left, or 16, and then 16 on the right. So as you can see, it really creates a huge contrast from the previous look. The other option was to use the alternative overlay. So I will duplicate this nested sequence, double click, go to it, change the overlay effect with this other one, Super 8mm field. I had already picked an in and out, place it on top, and then change the blending mode simply to multiply for this one, since we have a white layer that we're trying to replace. Looking at it from our main sequence, this is what we'd have. In this one, we would have to delete the crop effect, and simply that's what it looks like. I could also adjust the position so that you can see this film. Yeah. Last but not least, I want to show you how to create a slow shutter effect the right way. So I will duplicate this clip over here since it has a lot of movements. Go to my effects and look for echo, drop it there. You can also look for posterize time, which will help us change the frame rate. On the echo effect, you don't need to change much, just increase the number of echoes. Would put them to 4. Depending on your footage, you might need to tweak or use composite in front, composite in back. In this case, I feel like maximum works very well for this. Change the echo time. Just make sure to stay at the -0.0 ... Don't go at 0.1 anything, it will be too much. So as long as I'm at 0.54, 0.04, 0.03, it will look good. And then come back to your decay, reduce it up to 0.75. If you skim through the clip, I think it should now start to make sense. This looks good. And then on the posterize time, just reduce the frame rate until you have some stuttering effects. So I'll take it up to something like 7. Let me see what it looks like. Yeah, I think I'm getting what I was looking for. Now, once you do that, just nest your clip, okay? Nest it, and then we will add a transform effect. Put it onto that clip. So make sure you're using your own shutter angle. Max it up to 360 so that you can get some blurriness. And then just add some few keyframes for position and scaling. And just shift the clip around. Go after a few seconds or frames. You can scale into it, change the position, go another few frames. You can choose to scale out or continue scaling in more and change the positions. Just try to move the whole image around. I'll space these keyframes and then we can play it back. Yeah. And yeah, those are some fire effect ideas that I wanted to share with you guys on this video. Hopefully you can use this to add a layer of contrast onto your videos and make them more dynamic. And once again, feel free to check out my website at dannyjames.co for preset packs and LUTs that you might find useful. My name is Danny James. See you guys on the next tutorial. Peace.